Good morning, dear students. Students, we are doing chapter straight lines and this is lecture second. In previous lecture, I have explained you the definition of straight line and some basic concepts. Now, students, all of you are able to explore your topic in your own way. You can observe from the given picture that here we have the sparrows that are climbing on the wire, and these wires are parallel to each other, and here the sparrows are climbing in symmetrical form. So students, in today's session we will discuss the topic slope of a line. Slope of a line is if theta is the inclination of the line L, then tan theta is called the slope or gradient of the line L. Suppose students, if we have an angle theta, theta is the inclination of the line. That means if the rays of sun rises in the upward direction, that means the rays are sun rays are inclined in the upward direction. So here theta is the inclination of the line L. So if we put tan theta, then this tan theta is called the slope, and the other name of the slope is gradient of the line L. Thus slope of line is denoted by M. So students, if angle is given, then tan theta is the slope. You can see the bones of hand. Here we have the bones in the shape of straight lines that are connecting three straight lines. And here is the inclination between these two lines. So students, you can observe here the inclination is denoted by theta and tan theta is the slope of these two straight lines. So in this way, you can see here the many straight lines that are connected and that represent the bones of our hands. So the slope of a line is denoted by M, and students, suppose if 2 points are given, then the slope of line is M is equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now students, here we have some important key points of straight lines. If two lines are parallel, then their slopes are equal. Second one is the if two lines are perpendicular, then product of their slopes is minus 1. You can see this from the diagram. Here we have the roads. These two roads are parallel to each other. So in this way, their slopes must be equal. So in this way, we have understand the first remark, first point. If two lines are parallel, then their slopes must be equal. In the same way, if two lines are perpendicular, then product of their slopes is minus 1. That is, if slope of first line is 2, then the slope of second line must be minus 1 over 2, because their product gives the value minus 1. Third one is if line is parallel to the x-axis, then its slope is 0. Suppose students, if we make a line that is parallel to the x-axis, then its slope is 0. Okay. So students, here we can also write as if a line is perpendicular to the y-axis, because if this line is parallel to x-axis, then this line also is perpendicular to the y-axis. So alternatively, we can say that if a line is perpendicular to the y-axis, then its slope is 0. Similarly, if a line is parallel to the y-axis, then its slope is not defined. So alternatively, this line, we can say that this line is perpendicular to the x-axis, then its slope is not defined. Now next is the roads of different styles. You can observe here. Here I have shown an image, and in this image you can observe many types of roads: parallel roads, intersecting roads, coincident roads, and superposed. Okay, and you can observe here some lines are perpendicular to each other as well. So you can explore your topic in your own way. Okay, students? So by using these concepts today's session, I'm going to discuss about exercise 10.1. So let's start with question number 2nd. The base of an equilateral triangle with a side 2a lies along the y-axis such that the midpoint of the base is at the origin. Find vertices of the triangle. Students, in this question we have an equilateral triangle with each side is 2a lies along the y-axis. Okay, here its base lies along the y-axis, but it is not mentioned in the question that the equilateral triangle will be on the positive direction of x-axis. That is not mentioned. So we can construct the equilateral triangle as well on the negative side of x-axis. So in this way, the midpoint of the base is at the origin. So you can see here the diagram. If we make this an equilateral triangle, then each side is equals to 2a and its midpoint lies in the origin. Find the vertices of the triangle. So let ABC be equilateral triangle with each side is equals to 2a, given that the base of equilateral triangle, that is BC, lies along the y-axis such that midpoint of BC is 0, 0. In this way, OB is A and OC is A. But students, on the y-axis, we mark the ordinate in the form of 0A. Coordinate in the form of 0A. Here ordinate is A, abscissa is 0. In the same way, ordinate is 0 and abscissa is minus A. Now, here we have the coordinate of B and C we have find, but here we left with only A. Now also, since O is the midpoint of BC, OA is the median of triangle ABC. In equilateral triangle, median and altitude is same, so OA is the altitude of the triangle ABC. You can see here OA is the altitude of the triangle ABC. So students, by using the Pythagoras theorem, we can find the length OA. Okay, here hypotenuse is 2a, perpendicular is a, and we need to just find the value of OA. So for that, you can use the distance formula also. This is the alternatively method. If we use the distance formula of x0, because we have to determine this A point, so let this point be x0 and distance of this A to B point is 2a, that is given. So by using the distance formula, AB is equals to x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole squared under root. Put the value of x2, x1, x2 is x and x1 is 0 and y2 is 0, y1 is a. In this way, squaring both sides, we get x square plus a square is equals to 4a square, and in this way we have x is equals to plus minus under root 3a. So students, this third or coordinate a under root 30 and minus a under root 30 gives the two types of equilateral triangle. One must be on the positive x-axis and second must be on the negative side of x-axis. Now students, here we have the next question, question number 3rd. Find the distance between P and Q when line PQ is parallel to y-axis. Students, suppose if we have a line that is parallel to y-axis, in this way the coordinate x1 y1 x2 y2 in this abscissa must be same throughout the line. Students, suppose if I plot here the points, this point is 1 1 and this point is suppose 1 2. In this way you can observe that x is same throughout the complete line. If we plot more than 2 points, then you can see x is same throughout the complete line. So by using the distance formula, x2 minus x1 whole squared plus y2 minus y1 whole squared, we get x2 minus x2, because these two values are same, then it becomes a vanish. We get under root y2 minus y1 whole squared. Square to root will cancel out and we get the answer y2 minus y1. That must be in modulus because distance must be in positive. So similarly we have the second part. If PQ is parallel to the x-axis, in this way if we plot here the points, then clearly y is same throughout the complete line. In this way here y2 minus y1, because both the values are equal, so this will become vanish. We get x2 minus x1 whole squared under root. In the same way we write x2 minus x1 in modulus sign because distance must be positive. We know that distance between 2 points is x1 y1 x2 y2 is this one. Distance between 2 points, you can see AC BC, where AC is equals to BC. Students, you can see from the previous one question, here they asked us to find the PQ when PQ is parallel to the x-axis. Whenever the line parallel to the x-axis, then y remains same. In this way we get the answer. Distance between PQ is x2 minus x1 mode. So in this way this is your answer. And next one are the results by giving just some example how to calculate the distance formula by putting the values. So students, now we start question number 4. Find a point on the x-axis which is equidistant from the point 7, 6 and 3, 4. So in this type of question we have already done in class 10th. Here we have to assume that point on the x-axis. We know that y is 0 on the x-axis. So for that this point is equidistant from the 2 points. So by using the distance formula, by equating the both the terms, we get the value of x. Let the given points be given 7, 6 and 3, 4. Let C be a point on the x-axis and coordinates be let x 0. C point is equidistant, so we write AC is equals to BC. By using the distance formula and squaring on both sides, expanding the whole square formula, and by calculating this we get in easy way value of x. So in this way students we get the answer required result. So students, hopefully all of you get the basic concepts of the slope and explore your topic around you. So students, if you like my video then please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching the complete video.